Wrong fit. Well, if you could start by calling the wrong podcast name, that would be good enough. We recording, we could go.
Yeah, let me roll.
Welcome to the David Weird podcast. My name is Corie Sheppard. Since you call the wrong name, let me start with the wrong name. Today we have the great Erphaan Alves.
Excellent blessings.
Up, my brother, you good?
It's a pleasure to be here,
It's
man.
a pleasure. We're planning this for a little while too.
Of course, long time. This is Overdue.
That's the best segue ever. I had to learn how to segue like that, David. Take notes of that.
On the other plate.
Well, if I could try and segue myself, I want to go straight into your background, but let me start with background now. How it going?
Life story, and we live in the Soca lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing thing, and I just trying to be as honest as possible with my fan base, with my friends, with my family. So the music that you'll be hearing chilling out of the artist is very realistic and natural, I should say, organic period of the artist's career right now, where if I'm to tell you, I want to be as honest as possible.
Yeah. And more than telling, you have some tune with this ask question, because even when you put background out there, you say, where get that thing in the back?
Yeah.
How the song going? It bubbling? People appreciating it?
Bro, I'm always pleasantly surprised, like, within certain elements. Like, me just living my life, I was taking a jog around the Queenspark Savannah, and as I crossed the road from QRC, full strut, last man cart selling coconuts. Where you get that thing in the... So after I finished exercising, I went and take a little coconut thing. He said, hey, when you pass first time, them girls on them asking, who is that? I said, yeah, Daddy Dan. He just come and make you laugh. I said, so yeah, I mean, it's on the ground. I said, who playing that? He call the station. I said, right, I'm mentally note.
Right.
And then, I'm heavily involved in analytics, right? So in the background, no pun intended, of Apple Music, you can see which stations playing.
I see.
So if my DJ Bridget and say, yeah, I beaten that, I go and see. So we are, all right, all the stations involved, they're rotating. As David said earlier, right now is get familiar period. That's all the announcers saying on radio. So I'm very grateful, and I'm in a space where I can accept that, all right, you're artists and your fans love a certain thing about you. So running into 26, we're giving them plenty singy.
Yeah.
Because they said that they feel like I kind of starved them from that. Because, it's power time.
Of course.
But what I didn't know, I like power. As a kid growing up, I like power music more. I just happened to realize I could sing, yeah. Before I knew I could sing, like, music was a talent, I was in love with Jump Up. Like watching Machel Big Truck and saying, wait, that real cool. If you watch background music video, you see me not being ashamed to tell of my influences in the realm of things, because I always say, like, without Bunji or Machel and like my T-Shadow, there will be no fun enough. Because if you listen to my music deeply, with the influences, you can see like this youth love of this brand of soca boy, like with the Road Mad Soca when Kitchen and Machel used to have that thing going. So background now started from an argument in my brethren backyard, where the studio is. Blessings to Kingston, Shepherd Pro, super youth. Now he's younger than I am. And I was trying to simply tell Super that no matter what you're involved in genre-wise with regards to music, once you're born here and you were raised here, like, there's no way you could tell me that Soca and Calypso Steel Pan is in your background. Because some point in primary school, some point in secondary school, some point in your life, I say, you ever went to a party, you ever went to a Soca fete? Yeah. You ever partake in a jump up in school? Yeah. So subconsciously, like, even before you develop yourself as a musician, bro, your base, your root is this genre. And no matter what you do, you will always hear pieces. No matter how you live, you'll be a Caribbean man, you'll be a Trini. So, we have a thing we used to do in the backyard, we do that. And then, I said, well, let me go and make some music now, because we're wasting time. And that was it. So, I believe that the life I'm living now, just because of the intent and the very high intent to tell my story in a loud way, because everybody knows if I was a musician, but they don't have much access to me just because of my personal character.
Right.
We have artists, as they are on stage, they are off stage. I am a little different. But I feel like now is the time for them to kind of hear who influenced me. Before I start singing soca, who I used to watch? What was your childhood like? Or tell me the story why I developed this song. We just don't want to see BTS videos. So that's the whole vibes, and we moving forward into our next realm after this. That will be on the same energy. So yeah, man, we're grateful for all the love and background going nice all day.
Good.
The way we say it, what they say, yeah, that plane.
Yeah.
You think plane by Blessings to all the DJs and all the fans who stream. The most important part.
It's nice to be in a world now where, because back in the day, even when you start off, you might be hearing your thing playing, but you don't know, you can't track it. Now you could identify.
At that time, I know my thing playing 12 a.m.
Graveyard.
Yo, my brethren and them coming from my dad's about 2 a.m. boy. I glad in the backseat my song played. I man said, Dan, wow, this come like it's not playing enough.
Yeah. Everybody's sleeping on you.
Anyway, so what's the question? Sorry.
Well, a couple of things I want to get into, because when I study your music and just look at you as a person, there are two things that stand out to me a lot. One is that you always vocalize the importance of being outside of the Carnival season, which I want to get to. But before that, you seem to have a healthy respect for all the things that come before and all the people that come before in terms of your own influences.
Yeah.
Where do you think that come from?
That was natural. My father was the kind of guy to allow me to go forth. Right, keep on them racing, you go up the road, take a touch. So as a child, at a very innocent stage, I was exposed to superstars. You know, and my father, he would have worked at TSTT and these corporate, the Calypso competition was like a Soca Monarch.
You remember this?
I mean, so as a child now, I run up to Bunji Garlin and tuggy pants and say, hey, how will you make my star? And Bunji exact words was, only God could do that. As a little boy, I say, wait, one of my favorite artists, he believe in God, that real cool boy. So that stick with me till this day, and I end up getting Bunji number and call Bunji every month for like 5 years. Sometimes his mother would answer the phone and say, you out of the country, little man? My brother grabbed the phone from me a day because he couldn't believe it's Bunji. And when he heard the deep voice, and the next thing he paused and he pelted back at me. So,
what kind of age you talking about though?
Well, little boy, like talking about the 10, 11, 9. So, me being in that space, and especially around Soca Star time, that was a competition that a TV station called Synergy TV had for young people. I was too young, sorry, I was in the files, they don't go on all here, too young to enter. But Peter C. Blessings to Peter C. Lewis, tell my father, bring him still. So you see, same energy, like, these are men who, the little things that they do, right, created a pathway for me to just be myself and follow through. And it end up me knocking on the next door. And if that didn't open, I bust it down. Or if it didn't open, we strip and walk off and we go by the next thing. Right? So being around Peter, Machel Montano, and everybody who was in charge of Soca Star, I got the opportunity to see behind the scenes of this real star time, because you know you're coming up all the time and you might just be part of a little competition. But we in the back of Synergy TV, we in the backstage with Machel Montano in the dressing room, seeing the real star power of how we operate. I remember a time like Kanye West wanted to speak to Machel. And then when him boy walking in my crate and say, see, you want to speak to me? I was like, yeah, boy. That and his mother there with him, that's how far back that was. So Blaxx now, being a mentor, how they had it, all the top stars mentored the young artists.
For the Soca Star competition.
Yeah, Blaxx man say, out of everybody, you see that little black one, he come and he race and he ain't ask nobody nothing. Yeah, so in my head now, I thought he go and buff me up or something because Blaxx on that way.
Yeah, but it's that kind of way, yeah.
And then it was just like a sense of security and reassurance from all these sub guys, you know, like I never get any bad energy from any top soca.
Really?
Yeah, any personal thing where they treat my way. Now the Calypsonians are a different story, if I must be honest. Yeah, explain how to defend me a time in Tuko Yard, God rest his soul. I asked another Calypsonian for a photo. Because you growing up and you seeing these men, you don't even think you would have seen them. Babe, Mr. So, get a picture, selfie mode out. The man say, get away from me. You soca artist, you young soca artist.
Seriously?
I say, why this man? Explain happened to be entering the yard now. He say, son, how you going? I say, uncle, I now get run there by just asking for a photo. He say, nah, don't worry about them, man. They're old school, they have a different mind. So, but in terms of the soca stars, yeah, I love my soca stars and everybody. Yeah, because they knew Erphaan Alves, remember I started singing at the age of 9.
Let me go to that now, because when you casually say when we're keep rehearsing, you go, how you getting into keep rehearsals at that time?
Yeah, because they respected my father a great deal and they admired how he would be there with me. I was always like outgoing in his space. Daddy Lewy. and he would organize just to make it happen. Sometimes I leave in Rosary Boys midday, coming back in school. So they accepted that. And the first time I flew, my first gig, my father didn't roll with me as manager. My father trusted Roy Cape, the All-Stars, the Carmi Antigua. First time I see foreign girls ranting and raving for the dance. So that reminds me, the first time I performed as a kid.
What was that?
9 years old, Edinburgh 500 Chaguanas, Soca Sabor was the band, the mighty Scrunter, I calling him that, was the artist performing, called some kids up on stage. I grabbed the mic one time, I started just sing. I didn't even know the words, eat something before you go, but like, I didn't know why. As a youth, I never connected with that song. I was singing some gibberish, but I get them heel and toe for about a minute and I whining and I getting on. And when I went back in the crowd now, the first question my father asked me is, you want to write a song for you to sing in Rosary Boys competition next year? Because you look like you like this stage. I say, yeah. And that was it, no further conversation. The next thing I know, I get a tune.
Right.
So on a 2001, 2002, 2003. So that question my father asked me there, that is the most important question somebody could ask me in my life. And nobody could ever ask me a more important question than that, because that is the reason why I am doing what I'm doing right now. And the universe put it in a way where that event had to take place. I ride up there like 10 a.m. that morning in the hot sun. Now, this is why I was told, because, you know, you go back in time, mad thing I used to do, I can't remember all. But anyway, I rode up there like 10 a.m. and parked my bike and watched them build the stage. And my father asking all the neighbors, where is Erphaan?
Right.
I'm missing. And then he reach up there now and see me, he said, boy, what are you doing at the side of the road? I say, I waiting for the show to start, you know.
But where that come from? So from small, you just
the gift. And the gift had to find a way to unveil or reveal itself. And because I had supportive people, thank God. You know, I say, boy, my mother and my father, they came from like Laventille. Right. You know, real humble beginnings. Like my father tell me what poverty is. And I had a little idea of experiencing like what is upper, middle, and lower class, because I used to like to visit my cousins everywhere, you know, yeah, fun. And I'm not proud. I'm not it's thing that I'm very proud of, because I could speak on that from being in those spaces and I can relate to all levels of society. So my mother and father, the honor that I have for them, I can't even explain to put it in words, because they came from humble beginnings and fight to make it. And even on their journey of making it, they still found all the time in the world to invest in me. So my father didn't tell me till later on in my life that he used to take loans to support my music career. I didn't know that. You mad? You taking a loan for a soca artist career? We ain't sure to make it next year. But that's when I was a child, I was still in school and that kind of thing.
Of course.
So yeah, that's the energy with me, and the why and the how is just an answer upstairs there.
The spirit.
I doing what I have to do.
Well, Bunji gave the answer.
Yeah. So imagine everybody give me a message and everybody open certain doors, but it start from pops, come forward. And even till this day, you know, things keep happening and happening and happening.
Got it.
Yeah, man.
Mommy and daddy was into music and sing?
No, them can't sing, them can't do nothing. But my father used to play drums for a steel band.
I see.
Right, growing up. Because he didn't have the formal education like I did. So he had to start working early. So you do, if my father was to list out his careers, can remember a long time, child labor, it's not a big deal, you know.
Yeah,
but you have to find it.
Work.
Right, so do. Bam.
And they always get that encouragement from them, because here, you know, they talk about parents and how worried they are when their children say they're going into things like the arts.
Now, my parents were always worried about me, you know, because I was a rock star, you know. Like my mother is a prey no man, you know. The reason I am here today as well, you know, because I went through a lot of little times in my life that we needed a lot of prayers, you know, like little accident things here and there. But at the end of the day, with maturity come reason, and I had to slow down a little bit and kind of understand that while I out here living, it has some people who are real concerned about me, boy. And it's not to say like it's accident or what drunk driving or anything like that. It was me going too hard, like I fall asleep vibes. And it reoccurred. So then it was the same story all the time from studio. Come straight off the jet to studio. See, it's not matter how hard you work, you know, you have to work smart and protect yourself and the energy. So I have some called health as well now, where I must admit, still kind of on and off, because I'm trying to become that, where I fast here and there and watch what I eat. But that is something in the works that will take some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a holistic development at the same time. With the music, everything go on and personally as well.
I understand, yeah. And you say you're doing the Savannah and things, so you're doing all the aspects.
Yeah, the Savannah, like touring does mash up the Savannah flow.
Oh, of course.
Because like when you leave and come back and you had to catch yourself.
It back the momentum again.
Yeah, and then the only time I used to run in the hot sun was pandemic. That time we had nothing to do, and instead of going mad, we had to do.
Is your outlet?
I was the fittest in my life during the pandemic, actually. Yeah.
I see. Now, I had to ask you, because one of them things you say is so important to me and my own purpose, right? Because I'm always very, very careful. You see, when I'm around young people, Erphaan,
right,
I watch my tone and I watch my words. Because, all right, let me compare them two things.
I tell my mother that.
When you ask Bunji something, Bunji could have said, boy, go from here.
Yo, real.
And then when he asks Calypso and something, he could have said, come in, boy, try to do that. You know, sometimes...
I love, by the way, I love my Calypso background. I love all the Calypsonians and everybody who play a role in my Calypso heritage, but I just had to tell this real story, all right? Anyway. So
that's for manage. You had to tell it, right? We can say who it is after before we before we come off.
Yeah.
But yeah, the truth is that message that he would have sent to you, look how you hold on to that part where you say, my favorite soca artist believe in God. You can imagine if he had said something different.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story now. You know Ding Dong?
Soca Ding Dong or dancehall Ding Dong?
Soca Ding Dong. You know some, like what you're saying here, but there's the reversal to what you're saying here. I would never forget the day on air. So it's not like someone can't talk about. Someone said live on radio interview. And I tell Dong, he say, artist, I feel like going to try a thing. I say, Dong, play a role now. Everybody do have to be the artist. He said, no, I'm serious. No, I thought you was joking. Next year, Dong sing a song. It was a hit song.
Right.
So till this day, my father laugh at that. And then Chris Kennedy now tell me the other day, he said, bro, you know, you are me singing and you give me that venom. I said, oh, no. He said, by a day, we talking and I told him something along the lines of an energy that probably would have made him despondent. I don't know if it's because of how I say it, but it was always within a positive light. Like I thought Don was joking and within the vibes with Kennedy, I don't know why I say what I say. But the land, that too could have created a fire. No pun intended, he's the fireman. Yeah. But I was happy to know that you know they say don't meet your heroes? I have different vibes with that because the man never moved nowhere with me. And I is rasp, fireman, Bunji. And I started by the side of that stage. Like I never watched a man like that before. I stand up and as a little boy, watch how Garlin just like, as if he was just floating. And everybody here just in awe and doing whatever he say. And it's like he not breaking no sweat.
Yeah.
It's like he just had to pass through and deal with this, but with ease. And I tell myself, I want to feel that. I want to know what that is because I feel like whatever destiny planned for me, it's supposed to lead to this. So fortunately, it was a positive statement and we created a bond. You know, growing up, everybody get busy. I come into home and I ain't gonna be calling them right or anything, but every time we see each other, greet each other with love and peace, right? And it is known if you listen to the lyrics, you know, in So Sweet and Bad Girl, even like in Overdue with the double entendre and the wordplay and all the literary devices that I use and how I structure, mixing the melodies with the lyrics, you could see like, you know, it's a heavy influence. But as for me, naturally I was raised in a household that show love, you know, after Carnival. All who helped me in Soca Monarch final, my father used to group up everybody. All the boys in them were 500 there. And
I see.
Yeah, one time, cash. So it was always like me seeing and understanding like, whatever you do in this life, just make sure you understand that you didn't do it by yourself. Nobody can ever function on their own.
Right.
And as you grow, it has certain people will be the pillars of that growth. Right. Yes, they say when you're growing up, you have to release some, but don't forget who could be get earthquake, you know. Right. And then they come right back down.
Yeah, so, with the same people.
Outside of the two story with Dong and Kennedy, which is just like a rare anomaly, because of the situation, I always try to be a guiding force, a guiding light. You know, like I went to school with Arvinder Rampasad, He's a big promoter right now. You know, man's Wine About Entertainment.
I see.
Yeah, it was a brotherhood in school. We help each other. As an artist, he as a promoter. People like Penny went St. George's College, Voice went St. George's
But George's,
College.
always George's, man?
Yeah,
I
and
see.
it was always a brotherhood where, you're in a space. All right, you doing a school party, or we get. So everybody grow together and come out in this space now. If you look at my institution, I wouldn't call it a band, like the Anchors. That's an institution where you see so much different dancers. They're not just passing through, you know. We forming an institution where people can come and create and also express themselves creatively. And then we have the band, so you'll be seeing me rolling out more interaction with the band so you can get to know them and see like what we're really trying to do outside of just going on a stage and perform.
Right.
Create a space where musicians could come and get more value and network and do things collaboratively to just, you know, uplift this space.
How with you? As you talk about them spaces, I saw you recently with BCLF, the people that I think is Boca's Lit Fest, was it?
The Brooklyn Literary Festival.
Caribbean Festival, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I see you on a panel with Charlie and his
Yo, that was a moment in time, a moment in my career highlight. Just to be sitting next to Charlie's roots, you know, I would have heard about him in so many ways, you know. For the youth, who might not know, just YouTube, for example, Christopher Tambu Herbert, and the distributor for some of these huge monster Calypso songs was Charlie Roots, and he was the man, the middleman to get a song out there. Right? So he is who he is. And it was a learning moment for me, a listening moment for me to understand, right, this guy who he is who he is. He did a lot of work to contribute to Calypso and Soca music, and he received some blessings, and he still have some implications that he feels strongly about. So me now sitting next to him in the middle, we had the person chairing the panel to my right. I felt so comfortable, you know. Somebody else might have feel intimidated or afraid, but I felt so comfortable, and at that moment there in the United States of America, Brooklyn, New York, I tell myself, you more than ready. Because I might be a little more nervous if I had to go and do some international performance. But to know that I felt so comfortable to express, to share, to listen, and command, I should call it just a panel discussion like that. I say, well, I'm in the right space and we're doing the right things and around the right people, move on with the right mindset now. Because at the end of the interview, you shook my hand and say, you're bright. You say, you're bright. And he went like, oh man, boy. And he's squeezing it. You're bright. You're bright. Yeah, so that was a blessing. Yeah, man, and much respect.
Yeah, it showed. These
fellas do most of the dirty work, you know. You know, I can load that song online and make money from it. These fellas have to do things, package, export, present, market, and the hard way against all these genres of the world. And he's still active. So he said the store's still there.
Well,
so,
yeah, he's still dressed to the nines, you know what I mean? He's still well dressed and out there. But I noticed how he's a man, when he speaks with authority. And I saw the same thing with you in terms of both of y'all doing the panel. I don't know if you felt that, but when you were talking, it was coming across like you're pale. More than now.
No, don't say that.
That's how I felt.
Me and he no peer, bro. You watch this and bundle down and say, you ain't smart again, youth.
Leon says that difference between what you say and what I say. So I'm going to stick to that part. I find so.
Yeah, I mean, the way I spoke, the way I presented myself, it was in a manner in which he had no choice but to, you know, understand and compliment, and which I'm very grateful for. I'm still humble, you know, because at the end of the day, I ain't run the kind of miles them fellas running, and they're still running. Yeah, I on the training field still, yeah.
Of course, I'm with you. So when you're talking about being bright, right?
Yeah.
What was school like for you? Because you in school, you leave in a half day to go and perform and think, I was doing in primary school. That's Rosary.
If I being honest with you, if I wanted to like be an overachiever, as they just call it, I don't really like that term, but like over excel, I could get like all ones and thing, you know. But my concept of life, it personal, and it's not my business who feel different. But to me, I find that I told my mother at a very young age, I feel like my responsibility for my energy is most important, and I could gauge how much energy I want to put in certain things. So you see like a class like home economics, I didn't care to fail that. Well, I can't cook right now, so. But at that point in time, you know, we could get people to cook for me now. You understand? That's how I think. But anyway, just moving forward. So, when I was in secondary school, the subject I get ones in, I knew it would apply to me. For example, it's maths and accounts and thing. Like, I do business.
Right.
MOB, POB, economics. Didn't have a business subject me and do. Although when they come in the world now and they really understand business, they trick we in school.
Different on school, eh?
However, it still built a foundation for me, you know.
Of course.
So, only because of my mother, bro, I get them yeah, right? But the most important thing for me was my journey, boy, and knowing like my brethren fly out to study abroad, who went into work one time. I know, well, UE is where I have to go. So somebody saw me in UE on campus and say, hey, what you doing here, boy? You use that style. I say, see, that is why music is taken as a very light academic subject, because everybody feel as you can open your mouth and sing or record that and they call themselves an artist, that you're musically inclined, or you can do music, or you have some authority within the space. But if I want to be a surgeon, I can't go and say, lend me 2 scissors and a thing there I got. No. So I tell myself, oh, wait, I need to do this now. I don't want to wait till I end the rhythm at school, primary, secondary, tertiary. What I like? Music. I could have gone to international relations or business again.
Of course.
But I tell myself, boy, I know some people who never went a day in UE or whatever, and they're rich. The layman terms that they're talking about, they're wealthy or they're economically inclined. You know, so I say, all right, I'll go UE, musical arts degree, and forward. My mother wanted me to do a master's. I say, mommy, with all due respect, like, I was doing this for myself and you in the same way, and I feel like right now, I ready to fly. You know, when the spaceship left off and them 2 things fall.
It's good time.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, it was me to be fully in charge of my career, and this was a defining moment. Check this, right? My mother was a principal. Her entire career is built around education.
Right.
Her son graduated from the University of the West Indies. Graduation day, he got a gig in Miami. You know what I tell my mother? The piece of paper that I spent 3 years there for, more important than crossing the stage. I can't go and get nobody that have crossing the stage picture and say I have a degree. No, my mother might not feel a way about that, you know. But I had to be honest to let her know where my mental is at that point, at that tender age. And, well, I shouldn't say tender age, but remember some people go university later. I went one time after secondary school.
So when you say tender age, what age you mean?
These teens.
Teens.
Yeah. So I said, Daddy, we going, you know. He said, you talk to him, mother. Because the respect he had for my moms. Like, if I was doing madness in school, we not talking here today, bro.
I understand.
Ask my brother about that. Now, my brother used to play football and thing, and national, under 17 national team. I ain't gonna call his name. But yeah. So
School.
Well, I ran my gun, and our brother graduated the year before. What you call the
little canister with the diploma?
The baton?
Yeah.
Yeah, the canister. Remember my canister had nothing in it.
Of course.
Walk to get the certificate. Yeah, before the grad, I went and do full photo shoot. Because that's some people think I was a con man, you know. Because they didn't see me warm the day. Or they didn't see me in the grad. But I go in Miami by jumping up.
Yeah.
Because I get my degree, boy. And I bust wrong the same time too, in your eyes. So yeah. Shit. She understood, all right, I feel a way because, you know, you're not gonna do the masters, and this was the time, you know. I really want, because she saw we went away to see my brother graduate. So it's my time. Plenty things she ain't too fond about with me, you know, but we will get it later on. Yeah. Anyway, so at that moment, she understood, and she never really pressured me about anything after that. She said, you know what you're doing, Yeah, you think you sure what you're doing, I want to spend that. I said, Mama, I ain't spend it, I ain't spend it, it's my music, I spend it.
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, man. Blessings to moms, man. I was the only little tussle. Pop say, you want to do that? All right, let me roll it, making sense, all right, blah, blah.
Yeah. That is masters is a funny thing, you know.
Masters,
a master's is an applied thing.
craft.
Yeah, that is what I mean. You understand? A master's as a program is applied. So working, like for instance, Lockjack have business masters. A man like me who went to school and do the whole academic thing had to go and do what you call an international masters. But men who work in the field and thing, who never even have a bachelor's degree, they just put them in an executive masters, a different program because
when I know
you
in
do
time to
anything.
come when I get a little older, a little more mature, I don't know where my destiny would guide me.
Yeah, you never know. So tell mommy hold this train, we come in.
Yeah, blessings to moms, man. And Alves, foundation, man.
I'd ask you about UE because at that point in time, you're already advancing in terms of your career, you know what you want to do. How helpful was that program for you?
Tremendously. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I suggest anyone coming out of secondary school in the Caribbean or anyone willing to check out that degree, musical arts degree. Blessings to Mr. Shal Marshall and all the staff who would have contributed to developing my career because they were very understanding. Same way primary school, same for secondary school. I used to do my work. So if I asked to leave, there wasn't too much of a quote-unquote scene. However, exam time,
Yeah.
it's not like secondary school. Secondary school, bro, in St. George's College, I don't know if I could get the school in trouble, but they used to have me doing the exams before on a weekend because I had to fly out. Yeah, real accommodating. I tell you, Mr. James Sammy moved the sports day. He postponed it to the following week because Junior Soca Monarch finals happened on the same day. Yeah, and it's maxi load at St. George's College in the Queen's Park Savannah, but it jump up like they never see before. Yeah. You know, I won 2008, 2009, and 2010, they didn't have any. So I'm the only undefeated
Yeah, you're holding it.
And then I stopped compete in the international Soca Monarch years ago.
Yeah.
Because my concept of Soca, I believe it should go forth, isn't in certain realms, but them place Monarch and thing is foundation. So I would never tell a young artist don't go there. They have to go there. Well, not have to, but it is important that they experience such. And times change too, so I don't know if they will get the same vibes like me. But
different is a different time.
Yeah.
But let me talk about early competition now because you say Daddy write a tune for you going in the Calypso.
Carnival time in the city. I show you yet to get on bad. You don't have to be worried. Why? Because this is Trinidad. Jump, take a jump up on stage. Jump time brass line is so I think that's my I'm a first tune by Carnival time, written by Erphaan Alves. He had no idea what he's doing, but
that's what I want to know. He said the man like music.
Soca.
But the man write a bad tune.
But you know, my father ended up writing tune for the whole village. My brother Akil come second in Edinburgh 500 primary school. Yeah, when my mother teaching Gloucester Moravian, he write about 6 songs in that commission. The man ended up a master writer. You know? Just so we have one little son. Well, I don't know. He one artist boss from the camp.
Yeah. That's a blessing. But have a father who Eton writer, Eton manager. Yeah.
That boy, one of one we.
So you going on stage, that's your earliest times on stage, Edinburgh primary school competition?
No, neighbor went that. I went Rosary Boys RC.
Right, no, Edinburgh, I mean, down in 500. You say you went on stage with went to Sabre Latino? With Scrunter and then?
Oh, that was on that corner. That was like a road show.
Oh, okay. So you just come out and do that.
Sabo. That was a band that used to play a lot
well,
of
even though you said, I remember Sabo was bad. That was Scrunter band.
Yeah, that.
But you saying that it's not stage. I don't nervous. If I go and take a mic from Scrunter, I frightened like hell, all my knees shaking.
Remember, I had Untold. I tell you, my parents I got bounced down and thing, you know. I want to know why I got bounced down. My mother was traveling and I said, Mommy, look at Maxwell. I had to tell me this part. The only part I remember when my mother was over me saying, oh, you know, is this? How much fingers I have applied when you up so? But I let go and pull away from a run. But your cars coming on the opposite side. I see Maxi, I'm glad for Maxi. Let me go home. But so I was a mad head. And I feel them screws that were loosened from that situation. And now it's tightening up. So I didn't have much care in the world. I just want to know. I just want to see. And I didn't have anybody around me involved in music for me to see, well, all right, a stage billing, so I go in and see, because I'm custom. At that moment, I don't know, bro. I can't tell you. I just had because they used to sound check the big truck before they start things for Carnival too. And as I hear that check one, as I hear one bicycle and a bad BMX going up the road. So yeah, it was just like the calling. So I tell you, the gift reveal itself in so much ways. And so I was always brave. The house parties, family limes. I like, you know what the grapefruit factory is?
No.
on the main road there, well, was Citrus
CJ.
Growers.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother also was right next to that. Yeah, so that main road there, family lime like that.
Yeah, that's
little
real
zone
cultural homes in this country, you know that.
So I tell them my background. So anybody passing on Laventel main road, Citrus Growers, Erphaan Alves, that was part of my upbringing. Teresa Noel, big up Uncle Bill and only Noel's family. But yeah, I was always brave, so I just went up there and do that. And my father see that braveness now. And he never forced me to do anything. Yeah, I do have a point in time. Oh yeah, he forced me to go and defend Chaguanas, Calypso, Monarch, and I lost. I am time I done with Kai, so I say, boy, let me love them now. He say, come now, man, how that go look, you run away from the thing, go and defend. I say, boy. And from that time I say, but anything I know, I don't care if Earl was say, Anne was say, I ain't doing it, but that was my little title. That's the only Kaiso title I have. You know, Chaguanas, Calypso, Monarch.
So you kind of made the decision that Soca was it. That's what you was feeling.
Yeah, because you see what going on with me in the Kaiso, bro. It's like I went in there in 2019 finals and it had a little small bacchanal with some other Calypsonians and myself. The remark of what them soca artists feel, bro. My foundation is Calypso, bro. I don't think it have a youth in Trinidad who come second more time than me in junior Calypso. But them just put me second and I get all the special prize. Best party song, best social commentary, best North Zone,
but second.
Best preliminary performance, best secondary performance. If you see my house right now, my mother's begged me to clean them thing every Christmas. It's staircase a trophy. Not once in first in the Calypso Monarch. So I was a businessman at the time to say, but them even gave me no vibes over there, boy. And then I don't know what it is, bro. Like my memory is a on switch and a off switch. You see with the Calypso, and especially with Parang, I tell you about the Parang just now. I couldn't remember. So I had to take like 3 months to remember these long lines. My father gave me a Kaiso and it's about 24 lines per verse. So I go in and busting and forgetting lines and anything.
Yeah.
No, I never busting a finals there, so I still feel like I win something.
But I'm not going to tell you that might be why I come second, but I had the lyrics in the finals.
But you know what's the funny thing? Yeah, I had the lyrics in the finals. You know what's the funny thing, bro? When I check it, right, and this is for every young person watching right now, you see a journey, you're not in charge of that journey, you know. You know what you're in charge of? You just in charge of putting gas in that tank, bro. Because my parents at one point tell me, or I overheard them saying, better we take you out of that, you know, because, you know, they start to get fed up, they start to get despondent. They thinking about their time and energy, but them never really how I feeling. They said, you know, they're feeling for me. But every time I lose or every time I didn't win, boy, the fire in my can wait till next year.
Serious.
Yeah, eager. I done planning from the next month. Daddy, hear the son. Or daddy, you know what we could do for representation? This, that. So because I never gave up, I was able to hold my own and rally through. And then you just start understanding too. After coming out of primary school, I start winning, you know, 2001 to 2003, that little primary school thing. But when I come out of that and into the real world, I say, wait, it's like a contour. It mountainous. Success is not one. You know?
Not linear.
Nah, you have to go up and down. So I had to understand these things and say, well, all right, if I had to choose a route now, let me go into the soca world because I taken the licks.
Right.
I feel like the licks in the Kaisos was me doing something where it's like a cultural responsibility at the point that I really didn't have to take up because I was so immature. Nothing I doing at that point supposed to feel like a resistance. And then I'm going off a while like, so I could distinctly tell my father, you wasting your time writing that because I'm not going back there. He say, sure, but I say, yeah. And then I started placing low and till I just come right out. Calypso.
Calypso
so going into
the
junior soca Monarch now. And I gained that by chance, you know.
Right.
Mr. Larry Howard from Rosary Boys. Right? After I took part in the preliminaries for the National Schools Calypso Monarch, I was like, yeah, I good, let me go home. And then he said, Mr. Alves, it's the junior soca Monarch prelims going on and you want to let him try that one? And my father said, oh, go. And then the first time I tell my father, nah, you know. And then now he said, nah, come, let me go. And two of them carry me up there. And that is the one I get in. I didn't even get in the Calypso one that year. That was the first time I started competing nationally, you know, outside of the little Rosary Boys RC thing. So it was a lesson. So my entire life was just listening and understanding. You know, when I see the thing happen, if me, you know, as a little boy in my room and my parents talking about something and I, within myself, could say, what them feel? I bust out the room and say, nah, I can remember. Because the house changed now, but I can remember which room I was in, and I bust out the room and I say, nah, I want to win. I tell my father, my exact words, Daddy, I not stopping till I win. Yeah, well, he done do so and say, all right, and rock back. The boss see me rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of support we need, you know.
I tell you, he's a one of one, boy. So that's why any little space I in and children performing, boy, and I see one who really eager to come up, I let them come up. I don't care if promoter say I have 5 minutes because I know if Scrunter didn't call
Imagine
me,
that.
bro, I work in TSTT. or teaching at school.
Yeah,
all
oh,
my
now you're going in telco competition again.
and winning that. Yo, my brethren and them teaching, you know.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them. Are some real brothers from UE. They leave UE teaching.
I understand.
I just pass through the thing. So it's like within our system of things, I know, but I just want to get this knowledge to go and do my thing. You know?
Right. Well, you mean, you know the history, right? So there was a time when, and I wonder sometimes, like you talk about competition, I wonder sometimes was he value in the separation because you call Tambu name. Tambu was a Calypsonian. He wasn't referred to as a soca artist in the late 80s when he was winning Road March. I think them days, it was just Calypsonians. Yeah. So, you know, the fact that you're describing now a change from Calypso to soca really have to do more with the genre because when you listen to your music, brother, like Kaiso, it's really hard to make it for me.
And I see, you won't believe, me expressing these things to you, unlocking something in my mind, you know. That despondence came from this space. I love Calypso. And I went back in 2019 and feel the same vibration I left.
So what was the Skinner Park and thing you're talking about 2019 or what competition?
Well, Skinner Park was the semis and I made the finals.
Right.
I sang a song called I Am. A real deep song. It was co-written by Ahmad Mohammed and myself.
Right.
So I feel like, all right, it's a vortex that it's just unfortunate it is the way it is. That year when I went back in the National Calypso Monarch final, a lot of young people was watching because I was there. But after that, a lot of people like Teja went so they are normal to it. And I would like to see when soca artists go in it because we showing that we care, you know. Most times our soca artists end up in a Calypso Monarch final because it was almost forced to. Because of the hype and the vibes that the people that want to see in all these spaces. Look at the young brother, who's a youth I'm very proud of. So I choose the soca because of all these things. And it was more urban, Corie. I'm being honest here now. When I watch the kit my father bringing for me to sing in the Calypso. And then I watch the kit that I choosing to wear.
It's a big difference.
And my friend and them.
It's more of us.
Being real.
I am with you.
Within myself. Until this day, my cultural responsibility, I tell my youth all the time, is to make sure that the Calypso is flowing through me. But my brethren and them didn't like my Kaiso song, so I was feeling uncool on
I
the block.
understand.
But when I sing my little soca thing, they like that. They come in and jump up for me.
That's important.
Actually, they never come a Calypso Monarch presentation to help on it. Nah. But they're there in the junior soca Monarch who dancing, who backing me up on stage. So yeah, and then naturally too, people like what I like. We're in the next realm now with the Zest. And I might hear certain Zest. And the old soca warrior in my might, but I did song on the ground, and that's what they like.
I don't think it's different. It's the same thing you're saying.
Yeah, it's like a revolving energy that has Calypso in the middle.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's a nice way to look at it. So you're in school now, you're entering the junior soca, man. They can't stop you there winning, you're beating people coming and going.
Right.
When it's starting to turn into a profession for you, as early as that, you're seeing this is where your life gonna be and this is how you're gonna eat.
Well, day my father just watch me and say, feel all of them like, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what it is. Right? Then, when I start to face it, you know, you're out of school, it's not no junior soca Monarch things no more. When you enter in the international Monarch, you enter in as a big man. Because we are accustomed winning and getting a chance to open. So,
Can I chance for soca Monarch now?
Yeah, the international. And then now, you're in a space where people who are your mentors, can remember I tell you, people like Blaxx and Machel and this one and that one coming and talk to you, you know, in the soca style, you know. So imagine your mentors are now your competitors. You know, but them not telling you nothing again. And then now, I ain't working away, and I just doing music.
Right.
So I started to see progress in my friend's life. Like, he catch a little job here. He going and marry. He living abroad now. And a cloud went over my head in terms of, you know, you set up my G, you have no plan B. You had to make this work. You had to make this work. Because even after I, quote unquote, bust, when I broke through into the soca realm in a big way, In Your Eyes, Antilles Rhythm, Corie, 2013, nothing I had playing, you know.
Serious?
But I ain't get booked for a fete, bro. My first work permit, I didn't fly on it, you know. Because economy is a skill, and the way we do business and thing, like, it wasn't making no sense to go out to do things for what at the point in time. So we sit down, we ain't going away. Then 2013 come, releasing songs, and for some reason it's not connecting. So that was the first blow to me. That was the first strong wind. No matter of fact, it was a thunderstorm, a confusion, because I saying like, I write all these songs for all these artists last year, and I see Soca Wonder Boy, Erphaan Alves, when people are saying, wait, why is he next, this and this, that. And all right, I never understand when Blaxx say, when the race start again. I just thought that was when tunes are released.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Everything to matter. What happened 25, to matter in 26.
How you feel about that, boy?
I am not emotionally attached to anything that people deem a negative item in soca. Why? Because I live my life trying to understand why. Yeah, and all my tune I say, question. I want to know why. Things are the way they are because we are a carnival genre still. So as I mentioned, no seasons earlier. In my mind, 2015, 2016, when I analyzed this, I realized that there's no way for soca to grow. If it is, we keep focusing and attaching it to Carnival. Because Carnival itself is a brand that needs to remove itself from itself. Because we Trinis are Carnival right here. As a festival to jump and whatever. But that brand is something that we could have ongoing through the year where people come here as Carnival Central, Carnival Land and experience. Anyway, moving forward. So I say, all right, we have to take soca out of the season, and we as the generators of this energy, who are the artists and the writers and the producers, right, have to give the fans and them something to hold on to throughout the year. So one, we gotta respect. Because they don't respect the fact that we just bust tune for Carnival and then get antsy and go online and argue with the world. When really and truly, if I am a DJ and I get over 100 songs a week, I can't help everybody.
Yeah, it's impossible.
And DJ are only parties friends, so obviously bacchanal get take place. So when it is, you have this stop and go effect now, how artists could build a fan base. And that's why I learned 2012, 2013. If I could take this fan base that know me growing up, that's why some called team start, where I started to do my own parties and have my own promotion and have my own group of people just doing random pop-ups to keep my fans around now.
Right.
And they will grow with me. Right? So 2012 big hit, 2013 no hit. That's because between 2012 Carnival and the end of the year, we didn't really do much, bro. So we hold on to it and build that momentum where I reach in a space now, bro. I could release a song, and even if the radio take 2 months to play it, it will connect to where it connect. Right? So when we remove ourselves from the seasonal thinking that I have a thing called No Seasons, like No Habla was my first hit song. So I use that like that's the flagship song in terms of to tell people 2018 made that happen, and it played throughout the year, really catch a fire in December, and then it lasts the whole year after.
So No Habla was after Carnival?
Yeah, up till this day, plenty of people don't even know that was no soca release for no Carnival. So what I was able to do there is tell a story about what going on the ground in Trinidad when we had a lot of immigration, Venezuelan migrants.
Real story.
Being real, so I didn't see that topic and decided to sing about it subconsciously. I was vibes in a day and I just started to say, Como te llama señorita, bienvenida Trinidad y Tobago. The next one, I asked a friend to help me with. So while I was writing that line, I just like mime down. And then unfortunately, that's all the Spanish that I know. Because within the vibes of writing, I was like, where are you going with the Spanish? I don't really know much Spanish. So I just freestyle that. And that is how that song came to light. We used that time in. It made sense in the space because, they say the Calypsonian is the poor man newspaper. So I just kind of reflect society with that. And it catch. I know why Julian changed the year on it. Anyway.
You said Julian? He make it?
Yeah. About 18.
Well, it's because
now, people... time we still sending Julian with thing.
Yeah.
So I say, Julian trick we. I said, I and all too still kind of part of the problem because say new tune and Carnival 26, but still, I just selling the space and as a kind of...
No, well, it's take time. The audience had to learn what you're teaching to, eh?
No, the audience don't need to learn what I'm teaching them. It's we, the artists and the creators, how to understand what the audience want from we, the what tune. So if you ain't about from the soca artists and them in here, and the zest artists and the Trinidad artists and the reggae artists and the dancehall artists and the hip hop artists and the this artists and the that artists, get them in here, obviously we stop the fall, and then they go watch you like, all right, all line up. Who are it? Yeah. All right, you know. You getting next year. Now you getting 3 years straight. Nah, all right, we are it.
So you think the gap where, because I have a theory, and you can tell me if it makes sense, because soca is one of the few genres in the world where when you have a hit, it guaranteed for a year.
Sure.
Rap and them don't make that, right? Nah. Them hits could fall off fast.
Yeah.
No, again, they could make songs that forever too, just like we.
Nah, but
when you have a hit here, you have a hit for the year. Yeah. But you're saying that a part of the issue is that after Ash Wednesday, I leave and gone from Trinidad.
No, where I am doesn't matter because we live in a world with social media. I was now in England and Barbados and St. Vincent.
No, not where you are physically.
No, just say it naturally. It's like...
Not putting out anything is what you're saying, the concept. Understood.
Because touring have you busy, but we ain't touring like some real tour artists. We ain't touring like that, let me be real. So, one of the questions Ian Pantin asked me a time he had a meeting with my father and I. He said, EA, you could tour and write music. You could live and do music without seeing a girlfriend. I don't want to. Anyway, this and that. And I didn't meet and I was like, shit, there's some real business here, boy. So I don't understand. As I say, I was very fortunate to be around some monsters in the game, but I be a promoter. Bigger people like Randy Glasgow. I think that one of my first bookings, if not the first one, I had clarify with my father $500, boy. Yeah, Randy give me my first 5. That 5 to me as a youth man, I was like, bad. My father begged Randy to go on that show us. Randy say, where you come in the competition? Father say second. Randy say, nobody care about second. But one like my father used to come and give me a real loud the promoter and them talking. Tell them, no, well, hey, you have to show your weight and when you get your value, stand up and not be too unflexible. That word?
Close enough. And then in here,
which one of them? Right. Right? But, leave enough room because you might develop relationships and that long thing. But other than that, bro, like, I get it real.
Yeah.
So I was in a position to just navigate my way, learning through other people's mistakes and just seeing like, hey, remember what this one say? Hey, remember what that one say? Hey, remember what that one say?
I want to give you some credit for that too, because you saying, for instance, all the people you was around, but you have to understand that you put yourself enough space where you're humble enough to learn from all the people too. That is on you.
I was a little more pushy them time. Because when I understand certain things, my character had to adjust a little bit because I never wanted to be looked upon as a hype soca artist, man. I wasn't around, to be honest, I've been around various spaces where people perceive, artists sometimes in a certain light now. And me being an academic and being somebody well-informed and certified about what I do, I kind of adjust my energies within certain spaces. Yeah.
Just to be able to navigate them.
So someday I could just strictly be a businessman. Because I also involved in things outside of the soca too, because we're doing this thing so long that the portfolio developed now.
But it's important. If you could say you had the... I don't think there are many artists who could boast of a year like 2012, right? From what you were able to accomplish. So for 2013, it's a question I have all the time, my brother, because I don't understand the world. You see, you living in it, you know the promoters, you know the artists. As a fetter, the songs don't expire.
Right.
I mean, and going back to Julian, people will go on YouTube and type 2025 Soca. So if the song saying 2024, it might never come up. So I understand the name change kind of thing.
Now you only did that with one little thing, eh?
Yeah, I guess it's just to adjust. Yeah, just to
make man.
But it's
When I leave this, when I come on that door there, I don't want to be calling you back. They say, Corie, you see that thing I did say about me.
David go sort out that. David go sort out that.
That degrees, boy.
Yeah,
I'm sure I shining out there, you know.
I think I pause now.
Nah, you pause already?
It's up to you.
No, I don't have no.
You say the grease, if the grease is a process. All right.
I have a shiny further than that, yes. Branding.
So in that space where you're going into a year there is nothing happening. It's always an odd thing for me. I just don't understand, because I feel like if like Erphaan is Erphaan. I see it with Nadia Batson last year, if not this year. To me, Nadia is Nadia. Just as a fan, right?
People's name when they're talking to me
all
to
right,
make
sorry.
it.
I didn't leave that part out.
Big up Nadia.
But
Nadia play an integral role in my career. Wrong Party Flavor, her, Mr. Vibe, Mr. Alicia, right. All mentors. And again, in the space with them, and I saying, "Wait, boy, that Nadia Batson, boy, she's write real big tune and thing."
Right.
Yeah, me and my father went to Nadia to write tune already, you know. But we couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
No, I tell him my father carried me wrong the place. We looking for it, boy. Big up Nadia and Vibe and all of them.
Yeah. For me too, Nadia is a hero to me. So when I see the catalog she have, to me, this is just my opinion and ignorance really. I cannot understand how a promoter go say, Nadia don't have a hit this year and don't book she. But you ain't had to respond to that. That's just my own opinion.
It's just at the end of the day, bro, because I might be in the same position. I get book and unbook already. Economy is a scale. Like if a man know to himself, boy, if I put you on my stage, it might be a stretch for me. Well, so be it. Or
a stretch in terms of what? How much did they pay?
Well, yeah, if you had to give me some grands and I go put you mini minus, all right. Well, if that would have said. But at the end of the day, business is business, and we don't force to be on the stage.
Understood.
We go on the stage when we call upon, or we do business with people. So at the end of the day, I don't have any hang-ups with any promoter who decide not to book Erphaan Alves.
Okay.
And I created my own lane with E-Day. By the way, 8th of February, Trinidad and Tobago, ready up. E-Day St. John's, Trinidad. So E-Day is a festival I built in. And we had the Masgo play team last year, so it's with an element and a touch of difference with the artistry. So it could be a thing where when they come Carnival and you want to see the dance, certain stages and it's that. Yeah. Again, same thing. Just like the songs. We shouldn't be in a space where we have to hustle out ourselves, to fight up to be on a stage for visibility. We create our own spaces and phone. We like be
direct to your fans.
I hardly had tunes that bill on radio, you know. Overdue, they didn't like that, you know. Yeah.
The radio didn't like that.
I ain't saying the radio didn't like that because the radio is just a bunch of people. Right. Everybody say radio. Radio is DJs.
Right.
People around me I talking about. As in my management. No, not management. My friends and certain DJ friends and producers I have. They was like, bro, that sound like a summer tune. You sure you will drop that? And again, they may know it's a real Kaiso in there. They may know the kick pattern of Overdue in almost all Shadow song. Remember I tell them about my influences earlier? That was one of these ones. That It might sound like dancehall to the untrained ear. But put it in your pocket. And I always was in love with that bass. I was like, wait, I mean that bass and that kick he ain't going with the regular Shadow barely straight kick. Is that off? And I said, this sunlight and the rain fall like the daytime and the night come. Yeah, we gave Alex, I gave them something, but that's alright. That's part of it. Like the gems. We go, bro, we study this, you know. We live this, you know. Sometimes I home alone, just in our meds, and I listening to like 2 hours straight of Kaiso. Listening to shipping is like that. A hi-hat pattern, a kick pattern, or a man phrase something like what a man sing about.
It shows. I don't know if you're hearing that a lot. It shows.
At the end of the day, we don't look out for hearing it. Because if we tune into hearing it too much, that will distract the purpose now. I on our road right now, that different. And if it is, I going on the savannah and everybody want to cut through the middle because they'll reach there faster. But if I had to bounce up my head here, bounce up my head here, learn. And by the time you reach here, bro, it's so solid. You know, you'll be like Machel Montano and thing, bro. You want to be like, who is the king of Soca, boy? You don't debate. The holy name. But my greatness is not to be a king. I done Captain E already, so we building that.
You
And
understand?
we building the legacy. And if the destiny do so and the universe shift it that way, and then shift it that way, as I say, is the gas. Forget the journey.
Yeah, you had to put the
Yes.
gas. I'm with you. And salute on that idea. I think it's something that we had to continue to put on
That
there.
was important because you could want to go to the beach real bad, but if a car do a gas, brother, take that from me. I risk it plenty and shut down plenty. Ask for brethren about me. If I never see you on the guy with that kind of stuff. Just worthlessness. But me care. Who will see that and laugh at them?
So when the writing start for you? Because Daddy write the first guy. So when it come out, so you write
I
it.
just fed up he writing Calypso for me. And I just started doing my own thing. And I used to go on, waiting about this one. He say, yeah, man, I like that. He was just kind of like, I feel like he do plenty chaining up. You know, it's kind of, but chain up a guy that chain up now. Yeah. Think, and let's think. Until I finally, I think the first song I ever write for myself was called Positive Lyrics, boy. Oh yeah, right, like amateur lyrics where we jump in east, west, north and south. You could see people on Carnival, they jumping all about. This is King Erphaan who run the road. Them time I saying King, whatever. If you don't know, I'm the youth man with a hot mouth. I am disciplined, I run the Soca train. I might look small, but I have a big brain, yeah.
Yeah, that was it?
Yeah, like,
Man say amateur, right? That's like, well, how did I come up with?
well, I gone down by Ibo. So one of the earliest producers on my timeline was Ken Booker. And then see Ibo. Come when you going down my Ibo, you're sitting down on the seat and you're thinking, wait boy, they will Machel and them just come and sit down. Yeah, you're smelling the room. Ibo used to have a lot of like them sweet thing. And when they leave there, smelling like the room. But yeah, and you're just watching all the instruments and so Ibo produced that. And I actually went to the Soca Star with that song. Strange enough. So
Soca Star was that first entry you went to?
Soca Star was the
you
first
write?
time I experienced like a real national like stardom as a child.
Who's some of your peers that was in Soca Star at the year you were in there? Who's some of the other
None of
people you
them.
might remember? None of them?
Who they know?
No. The people who was in it.
Oh,
you remember some
yeah,
of them?
man. OGs like Fireball one.
Oh, you was in the first one?
I'm telling you,
Oh,
you
shit.
could barely know me cause I just small, I just the youth man thing, but them fellas was older.
Right.
They were like Kimba, the Gale John and them down.
Right.
When it comes to that, I had the little smallies on them, you know, when they see me. Good. When I touch Form 1 in George's,
You know that star?
I had a big bag on my back. I come my mother's and I was a principal and I can't do so and leave home textbook and thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, use Erphaan Alves. You was on Synergy TV. You was on this, yeah.
People know might remember how big that show was the year that come out. You know?
So as we were saying earlier, like different gaps in my career would relate to different generations. So we have primary school Erphaan Alves fans. We have secondary school Erphaan Alves fans. Like somebody say they have a picture of me on one of them. Anyway, yeah. And then we had the secondary school into university. That's the anti-leisure them vibes, you know, around that time there. And then right before that was the Soca Star, but after that, fully, you know.
So from Soca Star, you're gone. Is
Nah,
your
Soca
name?
Star, that was like 2006. I wouldn't say gone, but I was well known
Right.
and respected. As in, that youth man real bad.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way, and he do anything, and he and his father there.
It says something because you're talking about it. That's real early when you're now breaking trend. You go by Ibo, you go by
Yeah, I
top
remember, I
guys.
think my first interview was with Jaiga. Well, his name was Super Jigga TC.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and he played my song on the radio. I was like, yeah, boy, thing. That was like, what's the name of this? 91.9, yeah. When he used to work Soca Bashment?
Yeah,
people ain't gonna remember Soca.
Yeah, boy, he bring it back. Like even Super Jagger TC, people ain't gonna know who is that. Though.
What? He used to run out on Soca.
What? He do a work to make that show. Plenty people was behind it.
Big
But
up to
boy,
Terran
he had
Calendar
that
with
energy.
MG.
He had that energy. It's no joke.
Yeah, I tell you, like, I don't have any hang-ups with anybody in this industry who would have paved a way or who I know, like, who I would call, like, a OG or something. Like, these fellas do things that they didn't even know I was looking. I can remember the first time I kind of was in Shal Marshall space. He was walking up the steps for 51 and I hear him, well, how I see Shal for the first time is how I know Shal now. He's like, Daddy, no. And he going talking to somebody up the step and I watching it. All them time when I going up 51, it had album pictures.
Yeah,
and
boy,
all
you
this.
remember them?
Yeah. And I around all of them and I saying, way, boy, thing. So
Yeah, Shal's still the same way. I just want to put it on
big
record,
up
right?
Shal, man.
So you're coming off of it. You're writing at that point in time. You're writing and releasing every year, kind of thing. You're producing.
Well, I used to produce a lot of soca songs before, but I kind of get to understand that I never really wanted to be a jack of all trades because I so intense. Like I know, like I would have tried to give everything the same intensity, and now, so being an artist, I could remember the moment when I had a decision to make. I'm a full career, but I only started to write Corie because I make money. And every soca artist was a song from Erphaan Alves. Because in 2012, 11 into 12, you see 2010 into 11, that's when we started to do it. But in the background, and my Facebook message to Casey Phillips when I now come out of secondary school, I think it's still there on Facebook. Yo, bro, some beats now. I just home here, bro. You see what I mean? I say, I'm not doing nothing with myself. I just home, but I will write. I said, send me some, bro. And Cena. Oh, he sent me a set of thing.
At that point, you know each other.
Yeah, because he producing plenty of my junior soca Monarch songs and things. Yeah, so it's like a whole, like my storyline.
They just developing.
Everybody, they grow with me.
Understand.
And the first song I write, them time I didn't know Casey was like a anchor for a lot of producers from up the Caribbean, like when there were Machel and Rhythm or any Trini artists, they were sending Casey Phillips and Casey could record it and set it back. Yeah. So I was thinking somebody with him. I was thinking that everything that Casey sent was my own. Cause I'll get a joke just now. I wrote Do Afraid. That was my first tune I wrote and sell, but the first song I write for our next artist. Come here and wind up, Do Afraid. Come here and that was on the Charlie Sheen with them for Machel Montano. And we've gone on and write other songs now. But this part of it, remember, I ain't ashamed to say, like, we innocent. It had plenty part of the business we wasn't too aware of. So, Class did a rhythm called For the Rhythm. It had Kes, Machel Montano, and Swappy on the rhythm. Mm-hmm. I wrote Machel Montano song and Swappy. Mm-hmm. And then Swappy had a little bit of his flavor on it too. So Machel was girl, I wanna take you home, rockin', oh. And then the Swappy was, yeah, baby, good body, empress. I wanna give to you every time you request, say swap. So I knew we had it. It's like first year, second year, I don't know, cause remember secondary school into things and the Carnival will loop over. So like, let me say I write a song like a whole 10 months ago. Time I take everybody to get on the rhythm and thing is for the next year Carnival. Right. So I knew it. And it happened to be by some radio or something. And I hear any song playing. What? I fire up. I call Class. No, I tell you, naive, you're tripping there. Boy, how you gonna just release my thing and then, but we ain't do no business. Can never forget this Class man say. But he ever beat me. But it's just like simply for me and them fellas to go through the things and them. Because even as I became, good on my own, we do sometimes, have a deadline for a thing where we have to send out to the distributors and we just deal with the back end paper. Sure. Once you have a verbal agreement, as in terms of the percentages, you could always sign off it. But sometimes the songs that go, which is not the best practice. Yeah, however, it's an international thing. The greatest are great. Sometimes with our projects on internationally, it go like that sometimes. Not the greatest, but yeah. So that was like, I feel bad about it because like arrogance take over me. But it was just, as a young person in a space, wanting to defend myself now. Like, I sort of feel like at this point, I want to make sure nobody taking advantage of me. But at that point, it wasn't that. It was just like, I get a little overexcited and all I had to do was call him and I link with, which is Casey, who would kind of put me on to write these songs and them kind of things. So it was a beautiful experience writing all them songs. My writing career didn't last. I remember 2012, I wrote about 40 songs that year, Yeah. And
so
then,
what's the first one that somebody pick up? Was it?
Yeah, Do Afraid.
Do Afraid.
Yeah, that from me asking Casey. So my father asked me about singing and I asked Casey about writing. Yeah, and then around that time I was one of the most glorified young writers in his space. And then I just decided to pass a bit of info on to my peers. I was like, if all they write us, all they sure get through. So everybody started write. Yeah, when second write, he bust. when PD write back a tune, the bus. When voice write back a tune, the
you
bus.
see it as an easier route.
Pleasure write back a tune, bus. Yeah, because you become a talent in demand, a service in demand. I stopped because one, I put pride in everything I'm doing, and I sort of feel like if I'm in a machine just churning out music just because I could do it, I know not much people was understanding that when I was telling them, they was feeling like if I was selfish because I get through on the music side of things as an artist. But really and truly, honest to God, like I have no time to lie about that, because at the end of the day, if I even being real with myself, I only write to get some money. And I fall in love with doing it for other people because the beauty of it, like up till last night, I listened Precision Wine from Kes. Baby, wine up now. Baby, wine up now. Till you're sweating now. Flex with precision. Like I write that one day. And it's like a timeless song that could reach now. I was in love with the idea of me giving a little piece of my vibes to the artist and marrying it and just developing something fresh and new. And most of the songs I did, it was always like timeless pieces, because I used to listen to a lot of different genres, and with my exposure attending the University of the West Indies, we had to be involved in Indian classical, Calypso. You know, I was part of the choral where I learned arrangement, and so you could really hear it in my music. So I just moved on from that, you know, broke a lot of hearts. You know, some of my favorite artists get real vexed with me at the point, but at the end of the day, I really had to put myself first, because they weren't seeing the burnout taking place. They weren't seeing like my time being cut away from trying to give you a great service, you know. And then it was like a passionate part of me. It wasn't something I dreamed of doing. Right. It was something that I don't like to be idle, you know. You see how they say the devil find work for idle hands?
Stay busy.
I have to stay busy. Even when I bored, I might just call up some producers and say, hey, what you doing? You free? They go on work. But after me and Super argue, there we go on work.
Yeah.
We don't go online. When I work, we buy a studio. We buy a studio. We doing stand up outside studio. We go in studio. And that's all get background now. So the writing part, I love it, but I suggest anybody who want to enter the Soca, only write some songs for a Soca artist. And then our attention on you. And then when you get your thing, once it's good, they can't stop it.
Yeah, listen, I don't call no names, so I ain't gonna call no names of nobody who do that this year, right? But you're seeing it more and more and more now, especially if you're not called graduates in class or the crop. So you say some of them.
Yeah. Wait, in terms of...
Well, like you were saying, Pretty would have done the same thing.
Yeah, so if I could... Alright, so 2012, I came on the scene. You know, because people like Patricia but and like Olatunji and thing, boy, them is like we generals.
Yeah, foundations.
Yeah. And then people like Brother and thing, go see myself, who doing it a while now. People like Kutin's always tell me, good by the OG. I said, brother, I'm ready for the OG thing yet. Kutin always coming on me with this OG. He said, nah, big brother, you do it before we and you pave it for me. I say, wait.
But you paying respect to people who do it.
Yeah, because I like that. I like them.
Yeah, let him do that
I
too.
like them.
Yeah.
Kutin no play for me. I know, like class, boy. I'm buying some time now. Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing to see now. Check this. Remember I talking no seasons. I glad the crop artists are busting now, right?
They
understand a no seasons vibe without even trying to apply it. Die the self, brother. Going and do what you have to do, you know, Ash Wednesday, you know. Watch lava. You understand? But they sing soca, and I always tell Kutin, you have to sing soca. I telling you, you're going and bust when they sing a soca. So said, so done. Yeah, sure, I see second sign a party DJ, you know. And I say, but he's a madman, boy, what you doing here? Serious? Nah, I use no mic man, yeah. Sorry, not DJ announcer, yeah. And he always tell people, like, if he wasn't that vocal about it, I won't say it here. But he always tell people at that point, he said, nah, I'm going back to my calling. Because before I start singing, I bounced up second star in Christopher Tambu Herbert house, doing voice training before me. They didn't do anything. But it just that I happened to bust first. Right. But I respect in a way, one, because we father is. You see, like he and Nyla, I have real respect for them because I bloodline thing we talk about. They talk about things like it's Marley's business. And much respect to them. They were awarded recently. But yeah. So when I see the down there now, I say, wait, I would never forget when I see you for the first time. Like, I meet you doing this and I can't be in this and I leave you out of this. But come by, brother, by you go on. You still do anything. So it's just like me being in that space and expressing myself and telling my truth, just like how Blaxx and them would tell me something. If I see my brother and them, I say, hey, this is how I get in by. Come in, let me come back in. So me, and then a little bit, I was kind of alone. Yeah. because it was a whole writing story, and I get through, and then everybody started type back, oh, that the same little boy from 12 on the Anti-Hazel, that the same little boy from Party Flavor, that the same little boy from Soca Star. Oh, hey, bro, we move on. And then now you start to see Pretty Gay Chance. Second come back and you see Gay Chance. You have people like Nyland, Voice, and Teja and everything, and then I crap. And then a little space, sorry for who name I didn't call, but just, and then now, big up people like College Boy, Jesse and thing within my thing. But then now, you see like Young Brother and Lava and Kutin and etc. etc. But I have to say it like this, and I don't really like to call names because I'll leave out some.
Sure.
But if I don't come and say this, well, why billing right now in terms of letting people understand the soca lifestyle? They need to see it like that. They need to understand the story. They need to like hear how these men bust and when, and understand like who think before who. Well, although it's not important to we, because we doing we own thing on your mission. But who we selling to?
Of course, it's important
if you
to
ask
me.
a rap fanatic about Jay-Z or Tupac, they could tell you.
And argue all day about it too. We need that here.
You might ask somebody with an album and they might know. So that's the role we're on right now, just to like get people in touch or re-in touch, because I say that's so much different parts of my career out here. Long.
Critical.
Till Kuti time to tell me is a OG. Which part is a OG?
Damn right.
Yeah.
But they must know too that this ain't gonna be, I enjoy talking to you, so this ain't gonna be your last time here. So what names you ain't call here, we go call.
Blessings, man.
So that 2012, what was your experience like then? Because, well, first, let me ask you a selfish question as a writer, right? Because if I can write the way you write, I would have sing all my tune on them. When you call someone, I say, to hell with Machel. I say, KC, son, back my thing.
Some of my brethren vex with me when they had demos and thing, and
I could imagine.
And
you, by that time, you don't do your vocal training, so your demo on point.
My demo, well, hear this. When I now start and thing, I didn't have my own setup. So I used to go by my brethren's house. But he was living on a main road there. So I remember that do Fred demo I sent for Casey. In Cajon and Maxi. You know that Maxi? Casey cussing. But he went to New York and he bring back a mic for me and thing. And Casey Phillips, you know, again, he played a role in terms of letting me enter, enter next door. He could have ignored our Facebook message. One day I will scroll, or it might have some computer nerd, I will find that message and frame that. Yo,
well, I
bro,
want to tell you something, right?
Blah, blah, blah,
I will tell you something. This is not out yet, but Casey was here.
Yeah.
And he make it a point to talk about his introduction to you. Yeah, for sure.
That one big brother say, we have a very special relationship too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But your name call. In a good way.
Nah, man, at the end of the day, bro, it was him and Nicola, you know. And that was like my two big brothers. I telling you, outside of the studio, we party and I bouncing them up and dance and lime with them and thing. And, and checking out the girls and them with the lime with them. Although I don't know play. I don't know. Johnny now come, but still. Yeah, me and my brethren, Jerome King, we rolling by and going down. When it had the SOE, we hear Marshall was recording down there. No, I didn't think that was that night. But it had some nights you had to go and stay. And wait till the time roll over in the morning.
Yeah. Curfew time.
Long time, boy. We in the studio thing, and my father sleepy and my father gone, and he say, boy, you gotta drop him home, and Marshall them drop me home, me and Shaft rolling. Yeah. So I was around these fellas in a real way. So it are things I know and happen to experience that whoever on the scene know may not have. So I feel like when I come on your show and I talk all these things, we kind of let it out, let them understand, let them hear about these stories.
Say it's OG, never put that back out there one time.
And then that's something crazy.
So,
but I life, man.
How you know when you're writing in your eyes is the first as you break out, you would say for you as an artist?
Yeah, but that song wasn't for me. I had a song for Patricia Roberts, and it's the first time I go and tell you this. That a matter of fact, I ain't going to say that. But I write that song for Patricia Roberts, and my father just say, well, if she not doing it, because sometimes I might write a song for somebody, and when they record it, it might work, right? So I was working on it. So you say, all right, we ain't doing it with Patrice, like, who we going to do it with? And Pops again, I was like, are you looking for a next woman? I can't sing it. He said, wait a minute, I can't sing it, but I flip the lyrics. Going down like Casey. Say, yeah, but my father say. Don't them time that I still say my father say.
Yeah.
You know, daddy now. I say, boy, my father say, better we flip the thing by. And Casey was like, wherever, because Casey watching time. I saw then who in this space, I started thinking about other artists and things. I was like, wait, boy. Boom now. Okay, if you listen to that song, my vocal execution, my intonation, it's very feminine. I don't think about this guy. If I was a songwriter, I'd write a song for a man, I write a song for a woman, or a collab. So like how I express it, and then now, I say, but dog, I just sing over the same song. Kiss is a sing over what? But I say just so. So I was like, wait, but I sing like song. It's like, girl, but you know, remember I write that Patrice sing, so I was kind of a little more sexy, but that work. And here we know it, in your eyes. The chorus used to go like, tell me why, boy, your love was a lie. Oh, I got me believing in your lies so long for Patrice to sing now.
In your lies?
Some part we put lies and some part we put eyes.
I see.
Yeah, that was Casey Wildness. But you had to switch to putting all the blame on me, but now it's so blame you say you got me believing in your eyes too long. Yeah. So we move from tell me why, boy, to putting all the blame on me. Bam. So I like, wait, and I met Machel, Cohen, Nadia. Let me see what I want. Because you just working all your life and the next, you get so much instances where the next feel like it gonna come and it never come now. Like you feel like gonna bust. Like your father talk and stand up talking outside that radio station long with that program there. And you feel like that drive home is like, yeah, come on, father could have talk, you know. My father got me in real rooms. When time go, obviously things gonna change.
Right.
He gets like, we need new things, but back then he was sharp. So that's how that song came about, bro. That was a moment in time for me. I driving, in the front seat of a taxi going home, and my neighbor, who till this day I can't forgive because I said I real hate a thing. I said, dog, you hearing that? I think it's Shal and them, boy. Brand new rhythm, Antilles. We have Erphaan Alves. You know? And I hold on my seatbelt. I said, dog, that me. This man here ain't me singing on the radio and saying that on me, you know. He said, you lie. You know who's that? Corner house now.
I know who.
Not the one my age, next one. So that my first piece of hate, boy. I get ass a boss, I get
That
hate.
can't be you. And a good baptism.
Yeah, no, I swear, I remember which part of 500 we was, boy. And everything started run through my mind. Wait, boy, you write this for Patrice. And imagine your father again. Them time now, I say, boy, I go and listen to everything I say, boy. Which is a lie, and I will say, war, boy. I don't think people know.
Back and forth.
If somebody come by me and spend a week, boy, they won't feel like me and my father, they sit full, you know. But the arguments and them used to come out of the music, man. If me and my father have no music to do, like right now, we real good. But it's always like, you know, business. So what he see or what I see a thing. But when you leave the house, we never left that.
Right.
Professional to the core and that the basis. Anyway, everything's gonna run through my head about how this thing come about. And then now, I remember that time I reached by 96.1. And Machel called me. Yeah, you feel? Say, oh, how you feeling? I said, boy, real people call a man thing, boy. Song going, boy, I glad up, eh? Yeah. Don't make yourself too accessible. Cool it. The time is now. Enjoy it. Bleep, you go anyway. So I in the studio thing talking about, and from that, bro, everything just happened so fast. You know, all the smallies finding out now you ain't boss, but they're finding out you write their favorite songs.
I understand.
So that's how my stardom kind of.
Yeah, because they had real work put in before that.
And then long time Julian promotes playing it down below. Not down below in your credit, on the video.
I see.
Yeah.
Really?
Written by Erphaan Alves, blah, blah, blah.
That's nice. You mightn't see that now again.
Hey, by the way, all
down
they
in the
for the
credits.
Erphaan Alves and other names behind it, most likely I do the whole thing. I'm just saying. I asked, I mean, girl, I say, why was that one there? Was all them set a name? I this is my bedroom, but there was nobody with me. But it's about technical part of that, which is understood.
Live and learn.
But I tell you, certain things as a youth, I was like
They just don't know.
aggressive. I was aggressive. Anytime I feel as though they're taking advantage of my boy.
But passion.
When I call Casey and Nick, I said, but all of them doing there, boy. But,
Let me write nothing.
But even get more advanced now. You're seeing Erphaan Alves ex DJ Private Ryan.
Right,
meaning
of course.
Erphaan Alves and DJ Private Ryan. And when I asked Travis Will about that some time ago, I was like, Travis, why are you trying to be so pushy, boy? How come all you reaching in the title of the song? And Travis simply, and you know what I like about Travis? He had one mood. And I should learn something from Travis back then too. Anyway, he said, no, bro. Remember, when you go on Spotify and Apple Music, they don't see my name. and I will get his streams.
I understand.
So only if they put him as an artist title, that is how people can see on his profile. Everything I do and he get his streams from it rather than just in a credit as a producer. I said, that is why I said.
We see why it's important for you to come and talk. Let me tell you how that is look as a fan, right? When you say Erphaan Alves ex-Private Ryan, I wait until hear Private Ryan like how we hear Shal. Remember? We grew up in that time when Shal was a DJ, then Shal sing a tune, Ding Dong was a DJ. He sing, so I saying about Ryan like he jump out.
Very correct.
But yeah, you live and learn, you know what I mean? So it's important to have that.
That's how the thing go. I mean, that plenty cup someone won't talk about, but it's like, it had to happen. And it had to happen then. So, bro, after 2012 is when, like, I hyper-focus on the business aspect of this.
I understand.
You know, everything have a contracted. No matter what you think, and plenty of the stuff we used to be doing, it's just like, you know, you do a thing is a while before we get into streaming and all them kind of things. I remember calling my brethren, Fede, well, let's do the streaming thing, boy. He said, Dan, you ain't doing that yet? Send me the link. And boom. So like songs like Overdue, one thing that we have, we distribute on we own and that kind of thing. I say like, I would be upset if I miss that bus and then I'm an exam basket where it line up. Before it released, we sent to distributors. We had the metadata. Metadata is something that's very important. That's how they're able to track the songs, right? Like Shazam, for anybody watching, Shazam operates under metadata. So like the wave, once they match that and the metadata will queue up to the exact song where we send it to iTunes or Apple Music or that kind of thing.
David, that way we can put the music on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, just check it. Just
YouTube just flagged me on my own profile.
Yeah,
then we just had to write a note and tell them, well, it's my profile.
I
So,
see.
Yeah.
I see.
Sometimes for IG too.
I understand.
So yeah, but that is good.
But let me tell you something.
Every cent.
Yeah. At least you know. Yeah, you can track it. The men who you learn from might not have the opportunity at all. You know what you meant? I heard Sizzler in an interview say he went Japan and see a whole bunch of albums selling CD times that he never make. Men compile, put it and you understand? Yeah. But it was something he's saying really inspiring, right? Not something. It comes through in everything you're talking about. You have a high level of respect for learning and education. You're talking about going by Tambu, going here, going thing, and even learning from your own journey. So how was he learning in 2013 when you come off here? Because 2012 was terrible to with Machel, or that was the same year? Both of them is the same time?
Yeah, but same year, boy.
Yeah, again, it's ignorance. Because
I want to talk about that a little bit, Carl. I want to talk about that, right? So, I write in a past storm. And then Casey sent this fast song, live band music. And Terrible was one of the fastest songs I write. So I sent it for Machel to sing. Not for me to write. My song Bumper Bounce, make your Bumper Bounce. That's for Machel to sing, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he blank, man. But thank God. Anyway, so I sent Machel the song and he said, nah. He said, E, rags up, flags up.
Well, back in the 90s, yeah.
But I'm a musician and I know when you hear something for the first time is wherever your mind set is. That will translate in how you receive the song. So I ain't gonna come around Corie to play a song for Corie if I know you're busy or you're vexed or whatever. But sometimes it could be in a neutral mood, but just your mood ain't going absorb what you
to receive that.
Boy, some days later, hey, I wait. I say, nah. You tell me no, boy, and you burn down the lyrics. Let me do it together. You watch me. I feel like when you watch me, you say, this little smart man. Yeah, because I know get in your eyes, I saw already done, or what that overgone now.
Yeah.
Boom now, Soca Monarch time coming. Song out. Well, like gassing, man. Oh, God, Erphaan Alves, boy, this for this, you think, boy, yeah, but he plays in the trail, la, la, la. Bro, my father do so and say, better you just go anymore, not by yourself. I was like, well, yeah. But we do something, boy. Yeah. Boy, management say better just go in alone, boy. What? You are management? Well, you know my father, boy. But If you know the individual, it's not to take that personal. Long story short, it's like when you're sure, bro, certain opportunities you can watch like this and be sure what the outcome going to be, because everybody love this song and we know the engine that exists, what it could do for it. We talking roadmap, talking Soca, we talking a clean sweep your business. But what my father showed me is that a story has to be told. Even if you were to sell something, nobody buys anything if they don't understand how the storyline could add and attach to the need for purchasing it. So it took me a while, but within the instant I had to hold on to it, and that we were going on my brethren and them coasting because them want the glory, you know. They had studied me, but diamond brethren.
What do you mean?
So I say no scene and we move forward, and me I might be placed second to last or some kind of thing in the Monarch finals that time, but I think it was the first time a person like my age, so young, made it about groovy and power.
Right, yeah, them days are groovy too.
Them time it had the both categories. So, and and I went through and we went through the mud year after year, because it would be just like a rise to fame. Yes, I had a background, but the background didn't add to that. It's still a time for me to take part and get battle scars to arrive, you know, at a point that we could say, well, yeah, but we was ready for that speed yet, and he was seeing it, bro, look, we now doing thing with people and we even know about contract properly and all them kind of thing, you know what I mean? So another person within our next capacity, probably, yeah, but we within our own isolated space where my father is a manager in TSTT, not a music manager, so he and all too. Now, he putting up his chest because he had to defend me, and he had to stand up for his son, but I ain't there, we didn't have all that knowledge. So we just wanted to rock on with pace, and he just wanted to send me out on my own to really show myself and not be overshadowed by a moment in time now. And they got more moments to come for me, you know. Not to boast for, look, for example, look, Overdue. If it have top 5 or top 6 tunes in terms of YouTube streaming, that up there. You know? Like Erphaan Alves out of all these Soca artists all over the world. So we got different moments in time where we got things that we'll be proud of in a real way, where built by the people. I ain't pay for them views. At that time I didn't know how to do it anyway. and tying on my page.
Yeah.
Like Julian page. What's to say? Yeah, bro. Them time you're sending Julian a thing. Everything on Erphaan, youtube.com/ErphaanAlvesTV.com now. Everything on ErphaanAlves.com.
That's good.
By being honest, because there I can't hide from the public. Like I was always this put together. Them time you share my YouTube page, and that guy there, Leon Williams, he want to bust me up till his day. He said, boy, that YouTube page, boy, you never build your page. Look how long you had things going. Like my page was a fire in the earlys. Like if you could see my background where I walking off a Chaguanas highway with Darren Andrews, a small Sony camera with my brother bring from the States every time he come down from studying, lead her with me, jump in a green van at the top of subway and the main road there out of 500, travel by Kunopia to go by, go out by Spine, yeah. I wanted to call it real name, but anyway, Spine. So I have all them thing, and then at a point where Julian just looked like the place to be in terms of like if you want
everything was running.
Because you ain't your own streaming thing going on, die with stream.
I've understood.
So it's like you taking that, and then you know Julian have 1 million+ subscribers. So after a while now, I started to realize like, what if that page go down?
What?
Like 25 go down.
Well, blessed be the child who have you.
Next time I screenshot that 25 million views.
Well, Leon, this answer a question for me, you know, because when I go into the music, right, just to do research, I watching the views and I'm saying something right. But I understand why now. So,
yeah, so we building all of that.
Of course, well, that's good. That's good. That's important. So coming off the success of 2012, 2013, you're still writing songs for people and you're still doing that, or you slow it down?
Yeah, and it would have trickle till like I think 14, that was it then.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then Overdue would be what year?
Like Overdue was quite 18. Overdue was like, well, if you watch the music video, I was playing a little muff. Me know where I get a vibe from. I look back at myself there and say, that was your scene. But it iconic in terms of it timestamp that part of the legacy. Overdue, thing, muff. But Overdue for me, bro, The same thing happened to me in 13, happened to me in 17, you know. But I was more prepared. Yeah, I had bumper like rain in 15. I mean, intentions. Let me dance. Take a wine and a touch there. 16 and thing.
All right.
17. I can't wait for the girl live. And I didn't get much attention that year. End up in a bad accident that year too. So it was a little dismal vibe period. I sat down home alone on a piano that a family friend of mine gifted to me. Blessings to Auntie Nina. And I just started to strum. Kai saying away, boy, some had to happen. Like I can't, it was never more than 2 years where it's quality and you miss in the soca thing now. I do so, boy, and I just sort of strum my pain. And the first thing like was a wailing, like, you know, if you get pain or like ever. I just started saying, whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Long time this are overdue, and I say long time this are overdue. But I not really saying, well, I write a song about my dismal period, you know. I just bored, I ain't really toying, and I dark up subconsciously. And that was the first part of the song. And I sent a voice note of me playing the chords to my brethren Alex. I sent a producer down south named RX first, and he sent me a kind of loop. And then I send that loop of the chords that I played to my brethren Lunatics. And from there, so the first song me and Lunatics ever do was that. And Kingston, Sheppard Pro, the same backyard I was in, quarreling with Super, who gave me background. The owner of that studio, DJ Kingston, is the reason why I get Overdue. You notice I didn't say the producer. Because he been begging me for 2 to 3 years to link Lunatics. I go by Kingston and just so, hey, you're linking Alex, boy. I say, oh God, then I go link the man, boy. Everybody will link. Oh God, you go link. And I was in Antigua, Alex coming down the escalator, and I going up or something like that. Destiny again. And I say, boy, big up Kingston, you know, that man really funny, boy. This man always tell me to work with you. But I know that Alex had something that I couldn't get nowhere else. And that we find Overdue.
Yeah.
When we release Overdue, bro, we get the little stumbling blocks, little resistance, because I tell you they didn't understand what I was. So that was me carving it's like our precision production. He carved plenty spaces and forms of the music. Overdue carve a form of the music where everybody calling Alex and saying, oh, wow, Overdue. But we know that done can't happen again.
Yeah.
Because that was some, no pun intended, but very special within our movement. And it was organic. I telling you this now, me in line, and I'm polishing up a story. I was kind of coasting on myself and all going on with me at that point in time. And I tell you, when I bored, I do music. With all the things I was doing about too, we go keep it. But yeah. So, and you know what? When some other songs release and I come back here whenever, I tell you some more stories, bro. Most of the songs I release right now, they don't have a booked studio session. See, like, oh, you come here? Ah, yeah.
Yeah, just like
10
today,
a.m.
right?
Let me get it right in ports, affordable.
Yeah.
I literally go and pull up somewhere, bounce up super, we argue, background.
Yeah.
Others, hey, you homo. All right. Somebody else I go and meet by a studio to get something. Here in a beat, hey, where's I at it? Go on by license officer time. There were Brooklyn studio around that area. They're sticking on me. I wait all day. The man said, I can't get the certified copy. I sit down, I sit down in here. I thought you were, hey. Brookie home? Go on by Brookie. Get tune. Reach back by license and they're still ready for me. So it's like, the purpose of me being here was for that tune. So that's how most of the tunes on them coming now. So I just following the vibes, going by class man. His class man is first class, by the way. His birthday was the day before.
Yeah.
Going by me next day. We vibe, we talk. He just started sing. So what's that? We built some. So it's like, I don't have an 8 to 4, but you might see me on the beach on a Tuesday and say, life real nice, but you ain't know much work. I put in, and yeah, me on a beach is work. Because my brain don't stop. My brain don't stop create or send messages to me, send inspiration to me. Like last night, I couldn't sleep properly, bro, because a melody just going over in my head and I can't tell it, stop sending the melody. So if I go on the beach and I experience something, and I catch our vibes and I watching a boat or something in the distance and my mind gone. If I with that small and she next to me, she just on airtime because I'll be like, yeah, how about we? No disrespect to nobody, but how about I might be there with you, yeah. But bro, as a youth, I never used to go and watch movies and things, you know. Because I'll go in the movie
Straight.
and just see a scene and study how I could do that scene. Or where that song come from, boy, and study like, Hey boy, I had to do a song like that, you know, I see the credits.
Movie done,
You know
what
what it's called a credit song? No Trust, No Love from Travis Will,
Right.
one of the Trinidad artists, Rebel 6.
Yeah.
That song, I always think about way Travis is a really great producer in terms of how he designed that piece. It sounds like a song you can see at the end of Scarface.
Understand.
So like how I absorb stuff, how I hear music, I always attach it to things. So seeing credits, I wanna know. I waiting to see who is like music score, them
Right.
kind of things. So I ain't get enjoy it too much, so I never used to like to go to the movies. I can't recall like much of favorite movies because my time sitting and watching TV almost non-existent in my childhood. I always want to go outside. I always want to go and discover.
Right.
Just the vibes now. Like I don't take vacations and I don't do that. I don't like to do that. But if I go in a place, I had to do something, I would chuck in a little inspiration time.
Makes
Because
sense.
to me, like a vacation and all the my manager and them mightn't agree, bro. I try to do this thing and I just feel like if I am wasting time.
I know what you mean.
But if I do so and I go somewhere and I spend a little longer,
Get some inspiration.
I will get some inspiration.
It
I
makes
need
sense.
inspiration time. I don't need no vacation.
Well, that's a good way to. I should just start to call it inspiration
Vacation.
time. I'm going to tell my wife that I'm going on inspiration time
Remember,
for a month.
I different, you know. I don't know your profile set up. This ring on this finger,
Not
but
like
I don't
yours.
have what you have. This
My
is just
profile not like
this
yours.
is just a ring.
Eh,
Yours.
no,
You
I want to go back
managed
to Overdue, right? Because it's just like when I was talking to Casey about Antilles and your contribution to it. Plenty change when the Antilles rhythm come out. I don't know if you feel like in terms of the music, the feel. I think that happened with Overdue too. I'm glad that you say that.
Yeah, well, I only know because I'll be aware of, you know, people linking Alexander said I want that. Or,
All right,
or the
coming
one something
after
like
that.
when we did Blazing Love. Blazing, same kind of bongs. And Alex also went to UTT and he has a degree in music too. So like to all the people who, within the musical world, there are a lot of people who kind of against academia. We don't need to be. We need to understand that wherever learning takes place, life is present and the evolution of life comes with change and the only thing constant in life is change. So I watch how two quote-unquote nerds then, because we went to school.
They controlling the world now.
No, we are on the next page. We are on the next page. I talk more right here. Me and Alex.
Uh.
Well, if you want to say we will control you well in that time and scene. But yeah, like two nerds who would have went to university and invest in the craft was able to do this.
together.
So nothing wrong with that. I know we didn't waste time in school and I'm not saying that you have to go to school. My route is not anybody else's route. So that song came out and I knew, well, not to stay too much or and to try to repeat that. I always had that in the back of my mind. Like when me and Alex go to work, Overdue didn't exist before we had it, so why try to create it? And I barely have songs that even sound the same, which could be a blessing and a curse. Because we're in a world where people would tell me, hey, why this one different or that one different? My question is it good to you? And once the answer is yes, I'm fine. For singing, if I'm chanting, for jumping up, do you like it? Would you listen to it? Sure, fine. Because we're stuck in the Carnival syndrome so much that everything that the artists bring out, we feel as though once it connects to you and when your heart over once in a big way and it resonates the highest, that I feel like they should stay there. But the artists want to live a life and paint a legacy in a way that when they are done, or even during the mission, that they feel intrinsically they feel accomplished. It are plenty things that I want to do sonically and physically within the artistry in the form of an event or like a music video, any kind of weird, unique presentation, right? That I ain't do yet, that I'm willing to do. And they might have this crop of fans who know me from Overdue, who were that, and then this crop of fans who know me from Bumper Like Rain, they were that, and then this crop of fans who know me from Bumper Bunks, they were that, and then this new crop of fans from Bad Girl, oh yes, so full up of the same, they were that. But I understand, it's like if you're going in Nike, you don't know how to just do it. When you come by Erphaan Alves, you get in diversity, you get in depth, you get in roots and culture with an urban vibe and an uptown vibe at the same time. I understand why you're selling, and I know it's not the easiest thing to sell in this space. But just like how I cannot tell my parents at a very tender age, I not stop until I win. Same for this. Until I achieve all what I achieve in the way that I want to do it, because nobody can tell me how to dance to my music, you know. Because I create it. So you want to tell me how to dance to it too? Yeah, so it's a way where, who want me on me? I just had to do what I doing and attract the people. I can't sell myself to a whole carnival.
Of course.
Who like why I sing last year, don't bound to like why I sing this year, and it's not my fault, not their fault, it's their energy. So we understand certain things, and that's why I say, all right, you don't bound to see Erphaan on every major stage, you know, because what it takes for him to be there might infringe on certain things within his background.
I got you.
We ain't gonna talk all our business, but people, if you wanna see the artist more, you have to allow yourself to see him more. A stream, a event you doing, boom.
Yeah,
That's
especially now with our access.
Yeah, real access. So support in any way you can, because at the end of the day, a lot of artists struggling in this space, but I don't see it as a struggle. I see it as a way to learn how to adapt now. And just me adapting, like I fall in love with interviews. I didn't like interviews too much back then because one, I find I talk too much, over talk on the interview, and two is like sometimes you could be in a position where you just want to guard your energy now. But no, I say nah, yeah, real talking to do, real expressing to do, real stories to tell. Because when I was a little boy, I would type up Lord Kitchener, Mighty Sparrow, Mighty Shadow, and just put interview at the end. When I tell me the truth now, I want to understand the mind, because I want to be great like these guys. Because we know it come like, all right, where I absorb is where we let out. And as much as I'm an artist and all the other younger artists like me, we not in a space to go through the rudiments like what they would have. I get little pieces of it, like the last this and the last of that. But like I perform in the probably last licensing, Wassa.
Osh.
Yeah, before I even know, probably I'd have a relationship with Joel Morris.
Right.
Yeah, he cut me off a stage in Wassa. Yeah, one hit song, boys, one hit song. All me and Joel Morris like this right now.
Nice.
Is my DJ situation who tell me, hey boy, I remember that time, say boy, signal say wheelie out. Thank you. But yeah, boy, I just keep calling names and I just open, like I connected to everybody in that sense.
It's important to do that, documenting it.
Yeah.
So even that connection with your small, you hearing your parents saying, boy, let me pause to this and
no, that was only at one little time, eh?
Right, I understand
I can't
that.
sell them as people who
No, it's clear. It's clear that they
To
were
protect
supportive.
me.
Yeah.
That was mirroring the frustration.
It's
Them
love.
know I want to go again.
It's love, it's
Yeah.
love. But you told my story too about bumpers like Rain and your own carnival experience and them thing as a child.
Yeah, boy. It's a rude boy, Well, I short, and I can't blame myself for being short. Two parents short. If you're in town and you're 9 years old, 10 years old, you're here. What that line of vision is for mature, seeing bumpers.
Like Rain.
So when my father carry me in tongue them timing, it's bumpers I seen year after year. No, I wasn't over infatuated with it because, you're around people, family, friends who always having lime, you take a little small wine here and there. But subconsciously, my line of vision was that. And I live in Chaguanas. So like when you come to town, you come to town. Fortunately, my entire family lived in town and I went to Rosary Boys RC in the heart of town. So I wouldn't call myself like a country boy. But back then, obviously, Chaguanas still slowish. So going in the mass now, because it's Juve. I say, Daddy, please come in town for Juve. And I want to commend my parents because I think like when I had children, me don't want them behind me in mass. And yeah, no real. Now I'm feeling alright to be a parent yet. I have some little boy thing to do still. Anyway, they would sacrifice their fun to accommodate me and having me around in a juvenile problem because sometimes I run so and he looking for me and thing but it was fun that kind of helped mold my character. And years later now when I sing in tune, I roam in the street, targeting every female species I meet. Yeah, always M-E-E-T, not M-E-A-T. I see people thinking species are meat. Me not in that road down there. Where all them women has come from, daddy. So say bumper like Rain. And the depth of that now is like you could see somebody who's a bank manager in a real raunchy light on the stage, breakaway. But Wednesday morning, I get the Styles. And that code switch. I thinking like, I want to know more about it. You's party outside of Carnival? Where you from? You. Like, where all them mothers is more than like asking them where they're from, but like your identity and what was your access to the space. Like, some people, they have parents who are Trinidadians and they come to see what the parents would be involved in. Some people born here and they went church camp and this year they get carried away and they run out in the carnival. No, it real. So where them women has come from, that they bumper like rain, and that was one where we took a while to release that. We sat on that song for like 3 years.
Serious?
Yeah, we just want to make sure everything we do it fresh enough. I remember, that's recording Studio B, Casey Phillips and my brethren like Jared Penny and them, call them time we young. Penny was like major Penny yet. We driving around Baratari and thing and playing my unreleased tunes and thing and the begging me to say, but there is this now. I say, well, there's a rhythm and it's not I in charge.
Right,
so we have to wait. Get Machel and get Kes, and then that one took a while to grow. But some New Yorkers come from foreign and you know, is that them midday lunchtime duckwork parties?
Brother, I want to tell you about that on that tune. You see,
honestly, is not a liar.
I thought that was about me. I sorry to hear is that upbringing in Carnival when you were small and thing, because every phrase and every part of that song, Dread.
Right,
you see daytime parties, brother, and that tune. Because, all right, so let me put it this way. I have plenty of the same experiences you had. That's why when we first talked, I could connect with you immediately. You see, I'm from St. James.
Right.
And we would come out for Carnival, just little children.
Really hearted.
My mother and them make her hide it from children in St. James. So we hear bands coming along the road from Machel and them when you were small to when it can become Barbarossa. So we see a change. To be what I say, beads and feathers. Now we see a change, and we went straight from the main road. They see a smoky and
so that
was
never used
before.
to annoy y'all.
Yeah.
No, when I say it, never used to annoy y'all in terms of the carnival.
Yes.
Noise. Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah. As a child, I will tell you something, right? Like when Super Blue, now I respect it and I love it. But when the men sing "Get Something" and Wave, that used to hurt my stomach. You hear it so much, I just make me feel upset.
Oh shoot! You know
because every truck pass on that main road.
All when I thinking I wish I had drop in tongue.
So you see you coming from Chaguanas and getting to see that and go back. We don't have that.
Understood.
Because Smokey and Bunty was there. Crosby's was right on the road.
Wow.
So you just hear it so much, but it.
Yes, every rehearsals.
With PSA, you used to hear Brass Festival ringing out. Spectrum, you're hearing that. Any Fetany over.
So I hear thinking it's just like, all right, it's even the rehearsals and thing. And
rehearsals, song check, yeah.
Big so tuning.
Well, listen, we go say for next hour, you know. When we hear PSA, Brass Festival, you used to get to hear now Edwin Yearwood, Burning Flames, Alison Hines. That way you're looking forward to, because that's the only time you're hearing something different for the whole carnival. In St. James, it have a monotony to it.
For all who don't know where PSA grounds is, that's like opposite long circular.
And Spectrum card is parked there now. It's on a Spectrum again. Yeah. What was the name before Spectrum again?
Spectrum was where the foreign cars.
You're right.
That was the first one that was I here too.
Yeah. So when you're talking about that tune, like I come out as a little child in St. James and say, where all these women come from? That is not that in all of us. No, because you see and I'm so surprised to hear you describe this. People don't feel we talked about this before, but when I play mass with my mother Barbarossa and on the road. Years passed because I couldn't take it, and then I come back in as a big man.
Right.
So when I come out on the road, the first thing it said on Monday, I said, but all these women, where does this be? Where always be when Carnival done? That's the exact question.
I will never forget that, I was working with my brethren in 2015. We no come in tongue. Like literally, park the car, no come in tongue. And I could distinctly remember walking up in where Power Gen was, that cemetery. That's that Pierce or not?
La Perouse,
yeah. And I just started here belting like from different angles. It was so ironic that at that point when I arrived in the city, different trucks was playing the song. I said, dog, you know what's going on here? He said, boy, the beating that. I said, boy, it's not one truck, boy. Can you hear any clashing of the song now? I say, where? And that song literally, it was a duckwork party around that time. They had the little magazine thing. Tevin Gill wrote a real nice article going in depth with it. And that was it. Them New Yorkers come down and they literally told me, hey man, we had to gangster the DJ, man. Play that song, you know. Again, sometime when I'm a rhythm and an artist at my tier and you're a rhythm with monsters, I don't think that happen much these days. Big up to the DJs in current time. But he used to get squeezed. I remember time Shal call a man and defend me and say, hey, Daddy, look at the video for no, where's that? I was just cool. I'm with the man and saying, Shal, I find it. he pick up, I say, don't you call him, man, you make me look like I am. But anyway, yeah, you might hear ting, and then no bumper like rain. What? The last 2 weeks leading up to that Carnival, bro.
Boy, just pick up. But the last 2 weeks is when the daytime parties start.
Exactly. So
the breakfast parties, the brunch parties,
so
them days.
That's what started let me know by EA, boy. You had to think of this thing as like a holistic market. You're selling to, boy. You have to kind of sell yourself and develop a core so you could build that core and grow. And then people will come to you in a real way, you know.
Yeah.
But not because you have a hit song that they fall in love with this year and next year because of the starting lineup. Don't forget. Nah. Erphaan Alves, I was in touch with him because I watched this documentary or this podcast with Corie and he talk about something and he break down the song in a way. Or he talked to the youth and them in a way where it was really inspiring to man. If that is the mindset, I like that and I want to support him. I come in the party.
Yeah.
That's why people buy ticket for my party and don't even come. Because it's just like the way in which I represent Ali Shipner. Earl and do everything there too. Now I became a man. Everything with me is Ali Ship. Everything is Ali Ship.
So
you could do this, you could do that. I'll put you
Erphaan
on.
Alves and his Earl and Ann and all these kind of things. All of us on real heights. On real heights. I have about 100 songs to ask you about, right? David, how much I could get through?
Ask thing now, man. Paul,
David
you
and
have
them
something to do.
David and them go put we out there, so there's somebody.
Oh, that's something to do?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Studio.
I asked the wrong man if that thing to do, yes?
No, I had to cut shit off. Yeah.
There you go.
Spirit
calling.
Let me tell you something. Let me not ask you nothing. Let me tell you what spirit is. Because going fit, right? I don't listen. I think I don't listen to a whole lot of music on the radio or streaming or before, right? Because I come from a time where when you want to hear music, is go fire fet because I the first fet.
Right.
So I kind of like discovering music in the fet. And I discovered spirit and nights in Soca. It could be Soca. What year is spirit? You remember the year of her?
I mean, if I can remember the year.
I don't remember like mine.
23.
23. That's right there. That feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
But Dread, when you go in Fed and that play, again, just like Overdue, it's so different to everything else that out there. I ain't like when you say stop stay right there. Again, I feel it's up to me direct, you know. I say, what you mean? Because now I'm cooler now.
Yeah. A DJ messaged me frantic. Yo, you send the TV track by mistake. And that let me know, I get vexed and I was happy at the same time. Because like, why we just can't relieve ourselves from all what we know in this thing, boy? We see people of different genres release. Look like Kanye West, for example. You release a piece of music, then unrelease it and release it back. The version might be thing, and at 1 minute in the song, it's going into the next kind of thing, like it's the next song I'm listening to. So I like, when I hear the beat, I get up like 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. I even brush my teeth, got my workstation right there next to my bed, and I just come off the bed and die in my head, pony my quick, long, empty intro. Because that's what the music feeling like. It's so infectious. What words I could say on top of that to add value? I can't. So I leave it off. Let the music breathe. So hear me now. I just say breathe. Breathe. Then the in the pocket. Spirit calling. The man says to my TV track. I said, no, bro, that is song.
Who is the producer?
Kes. Yeah, blessing to Kes. He is a musician in my band and also Bunji Garlin's band. He's been doing it for a while. He produced Turn Up.
Oh, since then.
So I had to leave that as is because midway through, just because I'm in the space, you'll still get them little like hints of me asking myself, way, boy, leave it empty so. But I just had to totally let go myself from that and continue to just be on that mission. I'm like, just be you, bro. Just do it. So that's the vibes. Even with background don't have no sort of kick and snare drums in it. It's just a knock. And that the essence, like that the bounce. Again, the same shadow knock. Shadow knock, I just call it shadow knock. I'm not saying it is officially that.
Yeah, that's
that is Zest knock.
I see.
Bro, and if people really
this kind of
Shadow have a song named Zest too.
Of course.
So like, man, it's one thing. One thing, and the ball turns so, and then the ball turns so, and the ball, but everyone understand it's one thing. So I can't go against like the younger artists who doing what they're singing and singing what they're doing. Is that my mother and them? It have plenty song I can sing my mother not on. But at the end of the day, I know the space and I know my audience and them kind of things. So spirit, empty, background, empty. Let people fall in love with it a little bit because at the end of the day, if you check the sonics of the world, most of the genres the producers, they're pulling back on the instrumentation a little bit.
Well, I want to talk about that, but I'm gonna wrap up in David.
Yeah,
but let me tell you something. Even and that's something I respect a lot from talking to you. It became more clear talking to you. But it's something I always felt. Because if you listen to the music you're talking about from that era, listen to Shadow, for instance, or Kitsch, that man had intro that is last length of song now. So when I hear spirit, and especially because it's a spirit, at some point you have to feel it.
Yeah, so I say breathe. Because when you're breathing, that's a meditation, you know. But you see, if we being real, Corie, so kind of position where off the fly, the next thing after that is a party or a lime or a fete for to make use of the music now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really blame people. A lot of things I'd be saying in music, like it's go over people's head. Like especially Mass go play. Let's talk about that quick.
Yeah. Let me do that. I've done my list.
So when I say drunken sailor, moving in tongue. Since a smaller will be a masquerader. Sailing around, wrong, whoa, midnight robber. Walking the talk, spirit guide me now, cause it real on the ground, but we don't afraid when we reach Savannah. Everybody know the crime rating trend very high now. Is that why I singing about, bro?
That Mass go play.
It real on the ground, but we don't afraid. All right, the carnival and the culture and everything that is positive with regards to the music, so positive that you could be jumping up next time I know Rob you last week on the road, you know. Real talk, bro. It's uptown, downtown, middle class, lower class, if any way I want to call it, when it comes to the stratification of this country. One of the very few times when you see people actually celebrating together is in a party. But now I come like the Calypso man and them and do a little double entendre and play with the whole vibration. When I say drunken sailor, moving in tongue, since a smaller will be a masquerader. So everybody have this thing when they grow up, they want to be able to go out and be on the stage like their parents, you know, from kids Carnival to then. But my first time on a stage was not singing. It was playing Sailor Mass. Right. And Gail Edinburgh handpicked me on a bunch of boys from Roger Boys to go and play a Sailor Mass. Yes, no, I ain't started to sing yet. So when I check the heights out, I say, wait, I singing about drunken sailor since a smaller will be a masquerader. When it's true that time, the first performance I ever do, and then a little while after when I realized I could sing, so that's when my father put on to that. I say, where's that sailor man? So that's why the artwork for Mask Go Play is that. Makes again, sense. If I couldn't come here and say this, then it wouldn't make sense to everybody. So blessings for spaces like these where you can present
it's important.
And break down the song a little bit. It goes deeper, but we'll just leave it there for now.
Well, we'll leave it for when you come back, because that's that time. Use a man say No Habla and Chiquitita, and we're looking to fight with the people who say them thing now. So that Mask Go Play more relevant than anything else we hear in a long time. They go wait for part 2. There's plenty more to talk, and there's plenty more. Half the thing we talk about before we come here, we ain't talk about it. So I appreciate you coming through, brother. I appreciate you. This is a nice episode.
We ain't got that thing in the background there. I mean,
David, you do a good job.
We do all kind of background thing.
Thanks a million, brother. This was real nice.
Real nice. Excellent. Yeah.